The cool thing about the new Mad Max is that, or the last one, Fury Road, was that they just drop you in this crazy situation where you're, and also they drop Mad Max into that situation. So Mad Max is just hurled into this situation. He doesn't know what's going on, and him and you as the audience, you slowly piece together what is happening with this like huge chase scene and this battle, and you don't know who to trust at first. You don't know I mean, obviously you know who the bad guy is. I mean, he looks completely ridiculous. He's played by the bad guy in the original Mad
Toe
Max.
Cutter. Yeah, I caught that part.
Well, he's not. Yeah, he's Toe Cutter. And then who's the first one who dies? Knight Rider?
I believe so, yes. He's in it too.
No, I always get those guys mixed up. So then you get dropped in this situation and then you figure it out. And then it's like, oh, okay, wow, that was like, what an crazy chase scene. And the stunts really are amazing. And the editing is really amazing. I mean, like people are like throwing spears and then they get hit and then they fall and then they go under like a tire. And then they're like, that like will hit another car, then that car will spin out, and the guys on motorcycles will like jump and then they'll crash. And it really is just an amazing example of kinetic energy and stunts and all this. Okay. Now what's weak about Fury Road, in my opinion, is Mad Max is like he's like a side character almost. It's not really about him. He's there, he helps, but it's not really, it's a Mad Max movie with not a lot of Mad Max, which is fine also because they cast Tom Hardy. So it's not even Mel Gibson. And then this new one, Furiosa, it's like the same director. He's obviously a genius. He works so hard. He puts all this effort into it, and he has all these scenes, but it's like, it's a prequel. Prequels aren't good. Prequels suck, especially prequels where they try to explain every little thing. It's like, here's where she was born. Here's when she got separated by her family. Here's how she was with this tribe. Now she's with this guy. And then this happens and that happens. And you're like, okay, I get it. Like, this is just all exposition. This could have just been a comic book or a video game or an animated film, like an anime. Like, I think they were going to make it into an anime because it's not worthy of being a film. You see, a film needs a reason to exist. A film needs passion. A film has to be emotional, and it needs to work. It needs to get into your heartstrings and play them. Like a film like Vice Squad. Okay, now Vice Squad is a film.
This film sucks. 1982. I can't wait to how you tell me why this movie is so good. I need to know that.
Fade into black, the streets come alive. That big city monster just opened his eyes. The hustle, the muscle, the chrome and the steel.
Carla is a prostitute, the princess of Hollywood Boulevard.
Ooh, 50. Well, you said 25, sweetheart. What's the extra for?
Want to suck your toes.
Ramrod is the psychopath pimp on her tail.
You're dead, you're dead. You're dead, bitch.
And Walsh is the vice cop who must keep them apart.
Look at her, princess. Listen to her. Listen to her real good. Ramrod did that to her. He beat the shit out of her.
Their worlds collide in a bloody battle for control of the streets.
Bang, bang, shoot 'em up. Talking about crime. Swimming in the river of the neon.
The glamorous and glittering facade. and the grim reality behind it.
Find you, bitch. You hear me? I'm gonna find you!
Vice Squad.
Directed by Gary Sherman, written by Robert Vince O'Neill and Stanley Warden. Now, Vice Squad, when this film came out, Martin Scorsese himself said, if the Academy of Motion Pictures had any balls, they would award Vice Squad Best Picture. Okay, now he directed a little movie called Goodfellas, Raging Bull, Taxi Driver. If you think you know more than Martin Scorsese, Mike, lay it all out right now. What's wrong with Vice Squad?
It's lame. It's not exciting. The acting is terrible. It's campy. All the prostitutes are ugly. Those are my main problems.
I had a feeling you were
Ramrod's
not.
cool.
Yeah, I had a feeling you weren't gonna like the lead prostitute, Princess, played by Season Hubley.
Jesus Christ, looks like a stick. Another stick. Another
She's
stick with pancake ass.
She was the woman in a movie we watched recently, Escape from New York. She's the woman Snake meets in that one building, and then she gets carried off by those like zombie creatures.
Okay.
Now, Mike, are you able to Google
Yes.
where you are? Now,
Yes,
I want you to.
I'm ready.
Now, Season Hubley, I want you to Google Season Hubley hardcore nudity.
Hubley. Hard.
Have you seen the movie Hardcore? Now, I think this is
not.
I think this is going to make you think differently about her. And if you're in the audience listening, you can Google too. Now, Mike, what do you think of this woman?
Well, she's
nude?
on some nude page here. Hold on. I got a Brazzers prescription.
Whoa, you can just can't you just see Google image?
What she looks the same. I mean, she looks better, but she still has no tits. Nothing.
What do you
Zero.
mean? You don't what do you think of those giant breasts?
Season Hubley breasts, bush scene in Hardcore. Am I looking at the right thing?
Yeah.
No, she has tiny breasts.
That's at least
bush.
That's an A cup, right?
I don't know. I don't fuck with titties that small. I'm not interested. I don't even know what the sizes are. A, B. I'm like a double K type guy.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of letters, and it's not even double. Do they have double A?
I have no idea.
I'm double A. I think I might have a pair of double A's. I'm packing more than Season Hubley. Now, this was the look at the time, right? This was the look.
I get that. I understand.
1982. It was like, let's just have a woman who's as thin as possible.
Yeah.
This is what we want. A blonde. Here's what I like about Vice Squad. This is a trashy, sleazy movie, and it's funny. It's entertaining. It moves fast. It's extremely stupid and ridiculous.
Okay,
but
good.
It's a B movie. This is a B film. This is not an A picture. This is not made by a major studio. This is a bunch of scrappy exploitation people making a movie that's low budget, but they're trying to make money, and they don't have the stuff to compete with the big films. They don't have the car chases. They don't have the explosions. They don't have the movie stars. They have none of that. All they got is Wings Hauser, who's like what, on a soap opera or something. This was totally against type for him. They don't have any of that. All they have is their imagination and their creativity and how they can spin gold from piss-soaked yellow yarn they found on the gutters of Hollywood Boulevard. Now, we're recording this before our Cutter's Way episode. This is our first LA sleaze film. This is LA. This is Hollywood. This is as sleazy as it gets. This is Vice Squad. Now, what do you think of the Vice Police, Mike? Are you a fan?
Of course not. They're dealing with victimless crimes. I don't think they have a Vice Squad anymore, right? It got disbanded for a reason.
How could they? It wasn't
yeah,
it like
what's the point?
The most corrupt pointless. This is what they do. They bust people for having sex and just ruin their lives.
And then reuse those people to bust other people, apparently.
How is this
At the beginning, it says this is like based on actual events.
Yeah.
What actually was there a serial killer cowboy pimp going around in the 80s or 70s or something that I didn't hear about?
If there was, I never heard of him.
Yeah, you would think there would be some sort of snippet on the internet about that, which I did not see.
There's a movie I like called Busting with Elliot Gould and Robert Blake.
Uh-huh.
They're vice cops, and they'll do things like they'll just go to a gay bar and just bust everyone.
Nice.
Or just fuck with everyone, get the information. I mean, they're like the most terrible cops. They have to be the lowest of the lows, right?
Yes.
And these cops in this movie they're not great either. They have some interesting techniques in police work. So first things begins, we got the opening titles, Neon Slime, sung by Wings Hauser, apparently.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that in another review.
So this is an amazing song. I mean, it's all B-roll. It's just a bunch of, it's your standard, like, look how crazy the neighborhood is. Look at how crazy it is. They got,
leather
leather-
daddies,
leather-
prostitutes,
Now,
twinks.
Hollywood Boulevard in the 80s, according to these movies, it was like this. I don't know. I imagine it was rougher. I know they had more music venues, but you go there now, I mean, it is not like this at all. There are no prostitutes. I like hardly have ever. I can't remember the last time I saw a prostitute in LA walking on the street.
They don't need to do that shit anymore. They got the internet. It's totally got rid of pimps and needing to street walk, right? With the advent of Backpage or so I've heard, all these websites that they don't need to walk the streets anymore. You just post on fucking Craigslist or something and find your Johns that way.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. One thing I like about this movie is Susan Hubley. She's a mother and she's a prostitute. Now, this is something most films about prostitution don't deal with, but a lot of prostitutes have kids. And it's not like it's not part of the fantasy, but it's like, look, if you're going to be putting yourself in these dangerous situations and you need money that badly, you probably have a kid, no husband, definitely you're not married, right? Like things aren't great. So Susan Hubley has this woman babysit for her. And there's a part that's interesting where the woman's like, oh, you're such a cute little princess or whatever. And then Susan Hubley's like, don't call her that. I said, don't call her that. Because princess is her prostitute name. That's her nickname.
Right. It's her moniker.
So she's like,
is she in her house there, or where is she supposed to be? She's in like some nice house. She sends her daughter off to the Bay Area, it sounds like, and then she just leaves her house to become a prostitute. Is that the idea? Makes no sense.
I think it's like a weekend gig or something.
Oh, okay. She's gonna come back on Monday.
Yeah, so this is like how she makes all her money during the week. For the week,
okay.
She turns a bunch of tricks, and like one of the first tricks she turns is this guy asks her if she's into golden showers.
She says she's already went to the bathroom, which was pretty funny.
And then he's like, well, I got a 6-pack of beer and $100. And she says, well, you can call me Princess Running Water because we have a deal. And then she gets in this car.
She's slick. She's very good at her job.
Would you like to be one of these guys who drives around with like a convertible and you have like a cheap suit on and like not a fedora, but you have like a straw hat? Who are
yes,
these
I would
guys?
like to be one of those guys.
These guys don't exist anymore, and yet there's so many in the. Every guy in this movie is in a fucking convertible, so the girl can just like hop in and hop out.
Yeah,
but This is an archetype we don't have as much anymore. We don't have cool
Honkies.
Johns.
Johns,
Hon-
yeah.
Honky Johns. Now, also, we got to remind the people out there, we are also prostitutes. Now, if you want us to do an episode on a specific movie, you got to leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. You got to say, like, the show's so cool. The guys are so funny. Don't make a dirty joke where they delete your review, which might have already happened. Just say, like, I love the show. It's so great. I really wish they would do this movie or that movie. Okay. Some of you are too clever for your own good. But if it's a cool movie, we'll do it. You can't make us do a fucking Pound Puppies, the movie, or the Care Bears movie. Anyway,
I'll do a Care Bears movie. I don't care.
I mean, I've already seen it. That's the problem.
Oh, no wonder. Okay, yeah, I got you.
You get the cool animal bears, the lion and fucking pig or whatever the fuck they are, and the kid who has the buck. I mean, look, the Pound Puppy movie. It's about a special bone that lets people talk to pound puppies or dogs, and then they lose the bone. Yada yada yada. So, anyway, Princess is a whore. She's a mom. She's doing good. Now, there's this other girl, her friend, who's not doing so good, Ginger. Now, Ginger calls up Princess and says, I lift Ramrod, but, I'm scared and this and that. And then Princess is like, don't tell him where you are. Forget who played Ginger. Nina Blackwood.
She's the one from Cape Fear, right? That Max Cady beats up, handcuffs and beats up, right?
No, Nina Blackwood's an MTV VJ.
Oh, I got the wrong person there.
You're thinking of Ileana Douglas or whatever her
Oh
name
my
is.
god, I blew it.
So yeah, she's a VJ. But
interesting. At this time, yeah, she has to be. MTV just came around, so she must be a VJ at the time.
It's right around that time. So then we meet Ramrod. Now, what did you think of Ramrod's choice of vehicle?
I love it, man. Isn't that a Ford Bronco? It should be white, but I do like that he's got his name on the back. It's pretty hard. He's a little over the top for my taste for what would be a white cowboy pimp, but whatever. I guess you got to make a character out of him.
Yeah, he's a white cowboy pimp. He's also charming. He does this. He goes up to Ginger's hotel room and he does this long, sweet monologue about, I'll be nice to you. I love you. Let me in. She's like, you hurt me real bad, Ramrod. And then eventually she opens the door and he's like, I cannot believe how stupid you are. You goddamn ungrateful little bitch. And then he starts beating her. He ties her up with I guess he handcuffs her and he beats her with a old metal coat hanger.
Yeah. He ties her hands up with a coat hanger too.
Oh yes. And then he just slaps. You don't see what he does, but I guess he the first thing he does is he slaps her vagina with the coat hanger, and then he says, "You ain't gonna be able to give away my moneymaker for a while." And then I guess he just fucks her with it really hard, and then she ends up in the hospital. Things in this movie happen quickly. Ramrod beats Ginger. Ginger goes to the hospital. Princess goes to see Ginger in the hospital. The cops are there. Ginger dies. The cops then say, Princess, will you wear a wire and will you trick Ramrod? Yes. That night, Princess now has a wire and she's out to get Ramrod. Now, here's a little plot hole or something I don't find believable. Ramrod doesn't know who Princess is. He doesn't know Princess knows Ginger. This is far-fetched. A man like Ramrod would have to know.
He's going to know who the outlaws are because he's trying to collect them up. He's going to know who the girls without a pimp are because he's going to try to pimp them for sure.
Exactly. Of course.
Yeah, he's of course going to know they're out there.
Unless we miss something and Princess is very new, but she doesn't seem new.
No, definitely not. All the other hoes know her, and all the other pimps know her too. And we find out later that she did have that sugar pimp at the beginning, so she's been doing
Yes.
it at a while.
Is a sugar pimp just a black pimp?
I think a sugar pimp is more like someone who's like nicer to the girls and
Mm.
uses being nice instead of brute force, as opposed to a gorilla pimp like
Our buddy Ramrod.
yeah, Ramrod.
She meets Ramrod at a bar called the Bald Eagle, spelled Balled.
I had to look that up to see if that was an actual word. It's funny.
Now he's like, we got to try out the goods. This is all one night. Ward, check. Fucking wire ward, check. So the cops are listening in. She's with Ramrod, and this is what happens. Ramrod says, like something like, I want to pimp you out. I want you to work for me and sell sex. And the cops are like, bust him, get him, bust him. It's like, hold on. Aren't we trying to stop a murder? Are we investigating a homicide? Where's these aren't even homicide detectives. These are vice cops. They're just like, we got him on the wire pimping. Okay.
Put him away forever with this one. We'll put him away for 20 years, they say in the car, which is hilarious.
Yeah. And then Ramrod's like, Princess is like, you're gonna fry for what you did to Ginger. He's like, what? I just beat her. She's like, no, she's dead. And he's like, oh, well, whatever. Like, it's just like, this isn't that's more important than the pimping.
You would think
crime.
so. I would think a murder charge is more important than a pimping.
I wish we got more scenes with Ramrod with some of his hoes who liked him. I think he would have
won.
I wish we had a sidekick who like was really on his pocket.
His bottom bitch, but he killed his bottom bitch.
Well, where's his top bitch?
I don't know. He needs one.
It's like this pimp. Later on, because he gets arrested. There's a great scene when he gets arrested. It's great. He's fighting with everyone. He headbutts Princess. The cops are beating him. He's smashing things. Like, it's very violent. He throws a bar stool. It's cool. Like, Wings Hauser is just out of control. But
Threats to kill her. They don't shoot him. He
gets
himself to her.
He like immediately escapes out of the police car.
He gets to go over how ridiculous that escape is, though. He kicks the guy in the face and then chokes the other guy with his legs to make him crash the car. I mean,
then the car flips
and then runs away handcuffed, which we all know is very easy.
The car flips. Then he the back window falls out.
He jumps out the windshield, and the other guy draws up his gun like he's going to shoot him, and then just lets him go. Oh, I can't get him. He's gone. Doesn't call in for backup. Doesn't call any other cops to let them know what's going on. It's ridiculous.
They don't have this is why they have glass separating the two now.
Yeah, you wouldn't take him in your undercover car. You might wait for a black and white to come pick him up, you would think.
This is all in one night.
Yeah.
The bars are still open, people are still out. Remember, this is LA, so the bars close at 2 a.m. So we're talking 3-4 hours for all of these events to happen.
Yeah.
But look, this is what you have to do in a screenplay. You have to make things move fast. You have to just keep it. You want your time to be as compressed as possible. You want it to be one night. You don't want it to be like a multi-week thing where it's like Princess leaves, she comes back the next weekend, then sets up Ramrod, and then like, you don't want these long drawn out stories. We just want quick events. We want action. We want excitement that only the Vice Squad can deliver. But we also need some heart-to-heart conversations, such as the police officer Walsh and Princess getting hot dogs, talking about all the relationship troubles they have. Two people getting along. We find out this cop, he's had like 2 marriages that didn't work out.
Does he want to fuck Princess?
He it's like he doesn't. He kind of respects her, but he's not really in love with her. And this is a good choice. He knows better, but he even though he's a vice cop, he's not going to bust her for anything and just keep using her to bust other guys.
I guess so, apparently.
Because he seems to have no problem busting anyone and everyone.
Yeah, he arrests her friend for not even prostituting, just asking.
Yes. So he also has this new partner, this black guy with cornrows.
Dreads. He has dreadlocks.
Yeah, but he says like they're cornrows.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's cornrows on the top, dreadlocks on the side. Okay.
This guy is a interesting monologue where they're driving around and he just starts saying like, look at all the scum, and he says the gay slur with the F word.
I thought he was a woman, to be honest. I thought it was a woman prostitute.
Apparently this actor didn't have a long career, and all the money he made from this movie, he like immediately spent on drugs and just got fucking cracked out like immediately.
Hell yeah.
So his career was short-lived.
Did he get picked up by the Vice Squad?
I imagine he did.
Hopefully. Nice.
Yeah, he's like, whores, faggots, junkies, this city sucks. It's like, okay, are you Travis Bickle?
Yeah, right.
So then we meet some of the interesting Hollywood Boulevard characters for that Ramrod has to use now that he's escaped. First, he sees this black guy named Roscoe who is cutting off his handcuffs, and he's like, move your black ass and get me out of this thing. And then Roscoe gets like pissed. He's like, hey man, I'm helping you. And then he sells Ramrod a car on credit.
This guy looks like he's running a chop shop to me, right? He brings the cars in there, he repaints them, he's covered in paint, so he must repaint them and then resell them.
Do you have a guy like this that you can hook up with in the middle of the night?
I wish. I fucking wish. Chop shops. I mean, I don't even know if you can still make money off a chop shop now.
Mike, you're handcuffed behind your back.
Uh-huh.
Where are you going? Who's helping you? Who's your connect?
Where am I going to run to in the middle of the night while I'm handcuffed behind my back? Yeah, I'm not too. I don't have anyone like that anymore. I don't know that I ever did. It's just gonna have a hacksaw handy. I don't know. Run home to my father or something. I don't know who would have that type of shit. Run to my job. Hope they don't say anything.
Would the police be? I think the police would. There's no coordination with the other LAPD.
Yeah, that's what I didn't get. They
the
didn't.
Patrol
they got
cops.
Radios. Yeah. Look for a
RAMROD,
cowboy running down the street with his hands behind his back. That'd be hard to find.
He's a homicide suspect, murder suspect, who's basically attempted murder against 2 police officers.
He's almost a serial killer at this point, right? We've seen him kill 2 people. He threw the one guy down the stairs. He kills the one prostitute, and he's just on a rampage.
Well, we'll get to that guy later. So then after he gets a car on credit, I mean, Roscoe is awesome. He goes and sees Fast Eddie. Now, Fast Eddie, this guy is like tattooed. We got to get better tattooed. We can't get a tattooed guy to play this role. Now, like a guy with a face tattoo, you go on Instagram, you can get him in your movie, no problem. But in the 80s, they have to paint this shit on this guy, and it looks so bad.
And so in this LA world, the leather daddies run guns. Is that what they're getting at? He goes to the leather daddy bar, and this guy's just running guns out of there. That's a new thing I hadn't heard of.
Yeah, you have a liquor license. You're making insane money. You might as well sell illegal handguns.
Might as well risk it all with a couple $100 handgun sales.
It's not like a federal crime or anything.
Yeah. And then he says that someone's going to drop him off an ounce of heroin or $500 worth of heroin.
Powder, Asian powder.
Yeah, he just gets everything on credit.
Yeah, he's getting this all on credit. He's like, yeah, don't worry. Someone will bring in the bag of the best Asian powder you've ever seen.
Yeah, right.
Okay, who's this? What are you doing, Ramrod?
How do they not shoot him?
How does he not owe money to everyone?
Yeah. We never saw him have a drug connect at any point, but I guess maybe that comes with the territory. Maybe.
Oh, one thing I made a note about, I didn't mention, is that when Ramrod is taking Princess to his apartment, this woman starts talking to him, and he's like, "You want to burn? I'm the devil, baby." And then he like, has a lighter, and he's like, puts it right up to her face.
It almost sets her hair on fire.
It's a charming person.
Yeah. Now, is that one of his hoes that he ran out, or is she just some wild homeless person that thinks she's like a gypsy or something? Thinks she's a fortune
I
teller.
thought she was like a homeless person. I was so tired last night when I watched this movie. I was like dying. It was like so incredibly. I like literally had to take a nap for like half an hour in the middle of watching it. I was just like passing out. Um, it's just the world of the pimp. The world of this movie is so detailed. The one thing, the best strength of this movie is that every role is incredible. Every small character is like has a full life. Princess is pulling tricks. She goes to this like hooker bar and she's talking to all her friends and they're like chatting about being hookers. And then this one guy's like, "I want to pick you up." I forget what he says.
It's like he's a whole festival of horniness or something, or a whole.
And they go to
like
this
that.
they go to this motel. And then this guy then becomes like disgusting and he's like hairy and he's gross and he's just on top of her. He's like, "What the fuck am I paying you for, bitch?" And he's just like humping her and Princess is really unhappy. Then Princess goes to the bathroom afterwards. He just grabs his money and takes it back. And Princess says, "I got an N-word pimp so mean, when he gets through with you, you'll pray you die."
Empty threat.
Completely empty threat and just really racist. I don't like the implications here, Princess. This is uncouth and even beneath you in the world of this game. I mean, I understand this guy robbed you, but do you have to bring race into it and start assaulting other people?
And the pimp she's talking about is someone that would be helping her. Why would she call him the N-word when he's attempting to help her secure payment?
Would this work in a robbery situation if you were held up or mugged? Could you try pulling this card out of your back pocket?
If I just got robbed randomly, would I tell them that I have a pimp to protect me? No. I would be the pimp in that situation and take care of myself.
So then she's leaving the hotel or something, and then oh wait, hold on. While this is happening, Ramrod goes and sees the sugar pimp, the black one. Now he's kind of like gay, right? He seemed gay and he seemed kind of fun and nice. Ramrod busts out a switchblade and holds it up to the guy. And the whole time I'm watching this movie, I keep seeing Ramrod pull out a switchblade and threatening someone. And I'm like Googling, where can I buy a switchblade? Why can't I buy a switchblade? I want a switchblade so bad. Did you know in California, you can have a switchblade in your own home legally, but you cannot. It's illegal to sell one.
Yeah.
So switchblades became illegal in America in 1958 when there was a juvenile delinquents fear-mongering campaign where they said like juvenile delinquents with switchblades are going to cause all sorts of problems. And they made switchblades illegal in like every state. I can buy an AR-15 in California. It's slightly modified, but there are California legal AR-15s. I can buy a Glock. I can buy a 357 Magnum. I can buy a Desert Eagle.
Yes.
50 caliber sniper rifle.
51 caliber. Yes, they made a specific caliber for California, but yes.
Can I buy a switchblade?
Well, yes, you can, but it is illegal.
Where? But no, legally I cannot buy one.
Oh, on that website you showed me, Blade HQ. If you select
those are 2 inches long, 1.9 inch.
There's longer ones on there for sure. Did you not look?
I want to know is, when they made Vice Squad, where did they get this switchblade for Ramrod? What is this? How do I get what he has? He has like a 6-inch blade. He has a giant switchblade. It's like 5 to 6 inches long.
Cold Steel probably makes one, but I don't know. I have to do some research for you.
I stopped paying attention to the movie for a good 5 minutes, just researching switchblades. They look cool, don't they?
Yes, they do. That here's a 13-inch Italian stiletto, flat. 13-inch Italian stiletto, bayonet, automatic knife. I'm looking at it on my iPad. I'll show it to you later. But you can definitely
Ooh. Okay, so I need a stiletto. The stiletto is the ultimate.
technically what he has is a stiletto knife, not a switchblade. A switchblade is a little different. A switchblade's a type where you you slide the little thumb thing up and it flicks out and it will also flick back. That's a switchblade. Like if you see the Microtex automatic black knife, those are actual switchblades and they're sick as fuck.
What's your daily carry?
I used to carry that Desert Warrior that looks like a little donut, but now I just carry a little folder, just like a 4-inch folding knife. After I got charged with carrying a switchblade twice, I don't really carry them anymore.
That's bullshit. I mean, it's bullshit in California. We need switchblades. We got to get Gavin Newsom to be pro switchblade, pro stiletto. I want to go. I would like a beautiful vintage stiletto, Italian. And I want to threaten people who don't give me what I want. I want to hold it up to them. You know, I want to get shit. I need to get shit done. I need this. Wouldn't you know, you go to Taco Bell, they get your order wrong. They give you the wrong hot sauce. Wouldn't you love to just pull a stiletto?
Yeah. Yes, I would. That would be awesome.
Right in the drive-through window.
But brandishing it and not using it, you're probably just going to get in trouble and it's not worth it. 13-inch Italian stiletto.
13 inches total with handle.
Yeah, well, that's like over a foot. How big you want? 24 inches?
Well, I'm just painting this for the audience. We're not talking about a 13-inch blade. We're talking 13.
Steel. Let me see how long they make a tie light.
I want a fucking sword, dude. I want a two-hander stiletto. I want a large stiletto. It'd be cool if like an artist made a giant stiletto.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. There is one. I can't find it. I see a 6-inch. I know they have like a big ass one.
You go to like the Museum of Modern Art or something and you go in a room and there's just a giant stiletto. I would love to see that. Or a giant gun. Because there's in LA we have a museum called the Broad, and there's a room where you go in and it's just a giant table and chairs and you can walk under it. It's a wooden furniture.
It's that big. That's pretty cool.
It's huge. And there's like a thing in art where it's like you take a normal thing, you make it big. I would love to see a giant gun.
Why don't you make it?
I'm scared I'll get in trouble. I think it's highly illegal. I guess you can make the gun. I don't know if you can make the bullet. You can't stop me. The police can't stop me. Like your hero from the Decepticon. Who's your favorite Decepticon?
Starscream or Megatron?
Megatron.
Megatron and Starscream come together to make a giant gun.
So we need that. Come on.
Here's the tie light, but what is this one called? Yeah, I found several switchblades. I'm going to send them to you. I got them on there.
How much are they?
Oh. Giant tie light is what you want. Oh, this one's only $30. Well, this one's probably a piece of crap.
I want a piece of crap.
Yeah, but this one, I don't think it's big enough. I'll find you one. 6 inches too small. We need like a 14-inch one or something with a 14-inch blade. You need a switchblade sword, like you said. They're out there. I'll find you one.
Good. I'm glad this is existing. I'm apparently I found a website called knifey.com. Is this
Uh-huh.
real? No, knifey.gg. Damn, there's
That
some
Blade
great.
HQ site is pretty extensive. That's usually where I get my knives. That's where I got my everyday carry knives.
Yeah, I need a knife. A Bowie knife is great.
I got a pretty big Bowie knife.
Ooh, butterfly knives. Hmm.
I've got those. I got the bench. I got the bench made, and also the Microtech Tachyon 3.
I'm looking at this blade. It has it must be super lightweight. It has like holes in it. It's just like it's just the it's like the outline of a blade, and then there are like trusses. There's just holes. This is a blunt trainer. Oh, it's a trainer blade. Interesting. Okay. I thought it was like
That's,
a high. I guess it would
that's so when you
break.
want to do all the butterfly tricks and you don't want to cut your hand, so you don't
Oh,
cut your hand open while you're trying to practice them.
I mean, you could. Who are the YouTube butterfly knife influencers?
There's plenty of them. There's plenty of them.
But
I haven't
who
really watched any of them in a while, but there's plenty of them.
Polar Flaps, Squid Industries. Oh, here we go. Bale Song flipping.
Squid makes a real good practice blade, like you're talking about.
Are you a squid man?
No, I just have the butterfly knife. I can do like 2 tricks, none of the dangerous ones.
Easy combo for noobs.
I have the bench made butterfly knife, and then also the Microtech Tachyon 3.
Mike, when you may or may not have stabbed a man, what knife was it?
I had this little cheap, like pointy knife, and I was just. What's funny is I was like, man, the stabbability of this knife is off the charts.
Is it so short?
Yeah, it was tiny, and then like an idiot, I cut my own hand because you really got to grip a knife tight, and you don't think about that when you're thinking about plunging it into somebody. You know, my hand slipped, and I cut my hand on the blade like an idiot.
Yeah, but
And my
that's like,
girlfriend at the time was like, "Oh, you said that you wanted to do someone with that knife, and you did."
did that relationship last much longer after that?
No, it did not. I was totally out of my mind at that time. I'm sure it was my fault, and I feel terrible about it. I just can't remember what happened.
Hey, well, you know,
You live and you learn. Easy come, easy go. You know.
hey, it's, you know, sometimes people aren't comfortable with such a thing.
That's understandable. I was out of my
Um,
mind. I don't blame her.
So I'm Googling knives, and I'm starting to get lost on the plot. So the Vice cops, they find out they're trying to rescue Princess because they know Ramrod has escaped. They know he's going to kill her. So they go to the motel, and then did you recognize that one of the cops was from Scarface?
No, I did not. Which one
So
was that?
remember in Scarface when he's in the shower and they're getting chainsawed?
Yes.
Remember the one who got chainsawed?
Yes. And the side of the head.
And he's like kind of goofy looking. That guy is one of the cops in this movie. And then he's the one Ramrod. He's one of the 2 cops that Ramrod escapes from. And then they go to the motel, and then they're like talking to this old lady. And then this old Chinese guy shows up and he does karate.
Yeah, yeah. Not the
Beat
guy
some-
with the broken ass nose, but the other guy.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, I recognize him.
So this is the kind of hilarious shenanigans we get into. Every character is deep, well written, a living person. I mean, this old man who does kung fu. I mean,
That was pretty funny.
that's realistic. That's believable. That's powerful. You don't get that in a normal film. Oh, a guy. What if a Chinese guy did kung fu? I mean, come on. He beats up the cops, and then the white guy cop comes in. He's like, "You guys, what's your problem?" Princess. I
The
keep
scene
calling
where the scene where the Asian guy beats them up. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, they're just flying around the room, smashing furniture. I mean, he's just he's like tossing around like they're rag dolls, which is hilarious.
I think kung fu and karate were very novel in the late 70s, early 80s, and the idea that Bruce Lee could just destroy an entire police department was the height of comedy. So Princess gets another job with this rich butler guy where she has to go to this guy's house. She wears lingerie like a wedding dress, and then she's led into this room and he's laying in a coffin. And she freaks out and ruins the whole thing. Like, you're not supposed to talk. You're not supposed to talk. Why did you tell her to talk? And then the butler guy's like, I told her. I think he's like the hotel manager in Ghostbusters. He's in Ghostbusters, this guy. Yeah, he's the hotel manager. So this is like, he was typecast. They probably saw him in Vice Squad or whatever, and they're like, oh, we got to get this guy to wear a fucking bow tie.
What was the point of this entire scene? What was the whole point of this?
The whole point of this entire scene
Yeah,
is that
I'd like to know.
this is just a reference to another movie from the 60s, a French film called Belle du Jour, directed by Louis Buñuel. I believe it's just a joke. Like, oh, remember that funny scene in Belle du Jour? Belle du Jour is a movie about a rich woman who's married, has it all, and then decides to work in a brothel. And then she has sex with like the grossest men, the nastiest men. She has sex with like her husband's friends. She has sex with all these people, and it's like very humiliating. And it's this thing about a rich white lady who has no reason to do that, but then she has her desires lead her to do that. This is there's a big scene and there's a big part of Poor Things where Emma Stone becomes a prostitute, and it's very similar to Belle du Jour. It's one of our great prostitute films. So anyway, I think they're just eating time and they're just trying to make something. They're just trying to make something fun and silly and yada yada yada. But then the cops Ramrod's looking for her. Ramrod throws a guy over a staircase. He said this earlier. This is a cool little detail. This is a cool idea. He needs a new car. So he throws this guy over the staircase. And this guy is the newspaper guy who delivers all the newspapers at like 4 a.m. So there is some element of time passing. This is definitely a thing that would happen later in the night. Ramrod now is a pickup truck. He eventually finds Princess, kidnaps her, takes her downtown. He takes her to this building, this warehouse, where I guess they make porno films or something. It's just this I believe I've worked in this building. They shoot in the 80s, they would shoot everything in downtown LA. But this building, in this like floor he takes her on, there's like a bed with like handcuffs, there's costumes, there's this and that, and Ramrod's all revved up and he has the hanger. He's going to do the same thing he did to Ginger, to Princess. And he just starts beating the shit out of her. She gets all bloody. Then the cops come in. There's a big chase scene. They rescue Princess, but they chase Ramrod. It ends with like a one-on-one shootout with the cop Walsh, where he smashes Ramrod against a wall, and then he like punches his front windshield. I guess it's already broken, but he like breaks open the front windshield with his hands and then shoots at him through the windshield with his gun, killing him. And then this headshot, it's like a red, it's like a tiny little splat that lands on Ramrod's forehead. Like he gets shot in the head, and it's just like ketchup, like not even ketchup, just like a little bit of red paint flicks him on the forehead. And it would have been so great. It would have been so awesome if his head exploded. Or
why didn't they do that?
I love the 80s when we have the fake head and they shoot the head.
Yeah.
RoboCop.
Like a watermelon.
Yeah, just give me something from the back, maybe to see the hair, and then just boom. I mean, come on. We need the violence. You know,
Especially this being a kind of like a sleazy,
trash.
violent movie. Yeah, you would think that you would have that in there at the end. It's kind of like a grand finale type deal or something. This is a what you call grindhouse movie, right?
Yeah,
Whatever the hell that means.
this is a movie that just wants to make money. It's not trying to get good reviews. It doesn't give a fuck. It's for a working class audience. It's for, you know, this is right around the time VHS is coming out, but they weren't really thinking about video. This is just a cheap movie looking to make money. You can't have everything though. You can't. I wish there were more great headshots in movie history, but you know, I've come to accept that.
Did it make money?
Did it make money? It had to have, right? I mean, come on.
It seemed like it was pretty inexpensive. Oh yeah, here we go. IMDb cost 5 million, made 13 million. That's impressive.
This is like back. I love this era. I love this kind of like meat and potatoes filmmaking. You know, it's like, all right, we made 13 mil. And back then it didn't, you just needed to put a couple of newspaper ads.
Good
And
trailer.
you're making money. You're making the movie quick. You're turning it over fast. This is a beautiful looking movie. The cinematographer for this film is John Alcott. He was the lighting camera person for a little film called The Shining. He worked with Stanley Kubrick on Barry Lyndon. He made those movies, and then he came out to Hollywood in the 80s and he worked on a bunch of crazy shit like Beastmaster and this. And you know, he just wanted to make money and he did a good job. He said like everything after working on The Shining was like a cakewalk. He's like, yeah, once you work with Stanley Kubrick, nothing is hard. It's like he was good, right? It's like that's like the best training you could have. Now I really like this movie. My rating, Mike, I gave it 4 stars.
Oh, you're tripping.
What is your star rating?
2 stars. I don't get it, and I don't see the significance of this movie. I thought it was like I said, the acting is terrible. The action, I guess, is okay. The women are ugly.
Ramrod.
Ramrod is cool, but so over the top, he's kind of unbelievable for me. And I just didn't think he was that cool.
What about that Asian prostitute who got thrown in the garbage?
She's a great actress, but she's totally busted, and I could not find myself attracted to her, which I needed.
What about her hot pants?
What about them?
Her tight pants.
There's nothing in them. They're empty. It's just like why? It's like looking at a pair of hot pants on the rack at the store or something. It's just there's nothing there. And then the other white one, the other skinny white one, looked just like Princess, only in a light blue dress instead and an uglier face. So yeah, all those things made me dislike it. Maybe
that was the one who got busted.
Yeah, with her separated ass titties. Oh god. Ramrod could maybe push me up to a 2.5, but like, why would I recommend this movie? Hey, you want to see this movie? It's about a vice squad. I just can't see myself recommending this movie to anybody.
You don't? Do you think this movie's better than Black Rain?
No, I like Black Rain better, and I think I rated.
Black Rain has more style. I'll say that.
Yes, that's what I liked about it. Yes.
It's an expensive, slick movie, but Black Rain is very. What about our lead detective, Wash? Do you think he was a good cop?
He was his acting was probably the best in the movie, and yeah, I guess he was all right. Is he more likable than Michael Douglas? Of course not. Michael Douglas is way better. He overacts way better.
Who is it? I don't even know about this actor. Who the hell is this Gary Swanson guy?
I don't. I think that's another thing I didn't like about the movie is I didn't recognize any of the actors. I don't know why that would make it shittier for me, but I just didn't know who any of them were. Didn't have any frame of reference, really. I've never heard of Wings Hauser. No idea.
What about the guy from Scarface?
I didn't recognize that was him until now. Lydia Lai as Coco. Oh my God,
These
this
are
lady.
these are TV actors. This guy Gary
Yeah.
Swanson's a lot of TV. The guy from Scarface is named Pepe Serna.
Yeah.
Pepe.
Yeah, I see him on IMDb. I don't recognize him.
Great IMDb photo. He's still alive. He's 79 years old. Pepe.
Yeah, good for him. That's a cute name. Grand
Mm.
L. Bush. Is he an actual pimp in real life?
Black Pimp.
Black Pimp as Grand Bush, which is his name. So is he an actual pimp? Is that
Whoa,
what we're
he
saying?
played Balrog. Oh, this guy, Grandel Bush is awesome. Now he's in Colors, right? He's in Die Hard. He's in License to Kill. He played Balrog in Street Fighter the movie. He has like one line in this film. There's a scene in the police station where you see all the people arrested by Vice Squad, and he's on the phone. He's wearing like a tuxedo saying like, I just got arrested for being a pimp.
He
Grandel
says,
Bush
I
is
am a pimp.
yeah, Grandel Bush is awesome. He's also in Hollywood Shuffle, the Robert Townsend satire of being a black actor in Hollywood. And he does an infomercial for how to play a gangster, how to get roles as a gangster or a pimp or slave if you're a young black actor in Hollywood. Because that's like all they cast you as. The movie's about like how Hollywood is only interested in stereotypes. So
What was that movie?
it's called Hollywood Shuffle. It's like
Sounds
Keaton
good.
Ivory Wayans is in it. It's made right before I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. It's this really low budget movie. It's about being a working black actor in LA and
Oh, it's
how
not a
they
documentary. I see. Yeah, yeah. It looks
no, it's a
good.
comedy. It's like sketches. It's kind of like a Monty Python style movie.
Yeah, it looks interesting.
You
Looks
know,
funny.
I like Robert Townsend. I like Meteor Man. Okay, so let's see. What about just the exciting street life, Mike? Do you enjoy a film that deals with the trials and tribulations of working in the street?
I like movies about dope dealing, pimping, killing, stuff like that. But the pimping in this movie was not really believable. This white cowboy pimp serial killer, I didn't really buy it.
What
And
about
they didn't really go into the drama between a pimp and a hoe. They didn't really go into
the mind games?
the relationship between the two, and they didn't really go into that. So it doesn't have that. And there wasn't enough killing. The cops weren't hard ass enough either.
There's not enough drugs either.
No, not at all.
None of the prostitutes were on drugs. None of them did heroin or coke.
The prostitutes in Frankenhooker were way more believable. Way more believable.
What did you give Frankenhooker? 3 stars? 3.69420 or something?
Something like that. Yeah, I can't remember exactly. We gotta keep like a running tally or something. I'll start keeping a running tally.
I mean, I'll say this: Frankenhooker is a better film.
Okay, good. I agree. We can agree on that.
But Vice Squad, I mean, for me, I like Wings Hauser. I like this movie. Maybe this movie is not as exciting as it was when it came out. I mean, can we compromise and give it 3 stars? For a grindhouse movie. You have to remember this is for a low budget movie. We're not comparing this to, you know.
I can go 2.5, but I can't go in the upper half of the ratings.
Really?
And I'll give you 2.5 just for Wings Hauser, that he's accomplished, and he should be cooler than he was portrayed.
If the women were prettier.
Oh, easily. That would have helped out quite a bit. But they picked the ugliest goddamn women for this movie. I don't get it.
It's not your style.
Not at all. Not at all.
What about what if Monica Bellucci was the lead, was Princess?
That would have been a 5.0 easily, especially if we saw her in the same way we saw Princess. Oh yeah, definitely. They could have they had some thick women inside the strip club, and then when we went to the bar, there were some thick girls in there. but none of the ones from the movie, none of the characters in the movie, which was lame.
It's interesting how Hollywood had thick women.
Uh-huh.
Marilyn Monroe,
Betty Page,
Ava Gardner, that type. But then I guess it was Twiggy. That was this like ultra thin, skinny model in the 60s that sort of who sort of changed the look. And then the other thing I heard is that when a woman is that skinny, they literally are a coat hanger and the clothes look better. This is something
Sure.
I heard. That's something I heard. But what about this, Mike? Can I get you to 3.5?
No, if you couldn't get me to 3, you're not going to get me to 3.5.
I mean, look, I said 4, you said 2. We got if you want this episode to end.
I will go 3, but I won't go 3.5.
All right, we got 3 stars. Vice Squad, 3 stars. Now, okay, so this is going to be released after Cutter's Way, but we're recording it before Cutter's Way. Let me check my notes. What movie shall we do? So we did Cutter's Way. That's like a good classic film.
Is that another LA Sleaze? Cutter's Way is LA Sleaze?
It's like SoCal. I think it's Southern California.
Okay, fair enough.
So looking from, oh my God, my notes are all mixed up now.
So hopefully we'll probably have Adam back next for Cutter's Way.
Yeah, we could do a classic movie. A movie you enjoy. We could do The Limey.
Oh. That is in LA. Yeah, I do like that movie a lot. One of my favorite villains, Stacy.
Not Peter Fonda.
No, Stacy's way cooler, bro.
Nicky Cat. This is a big thing we've been wondering. Whatever happened to Nicky Cat?
Is that who plays Stacy?
Yes.
He was in Boiler Room. Another cool ass character. He was the Jewish guy in Boiler Room.
Yeah, he's in Dazed and Confused. He says like, "Oh, I came here to kick ass and drink beer, and looks like I'm all out of beer." Wow, he hasn't acted since 2018. Damn, he was in The Dark Knight, uncredited, shotgun SWAT.
I don't remember that.
What happened to Nicky Cat? Maybe he was just like, fuck movies, man. Or maybe just voice acting. No one knows. We got to find out. Maybe he retired. He was a child actor. He retired. He said, fuck it. Get a bucket. All right. Well,
Nicky Cat with a K?
Yeah. Katt.
So he's actually Jewish.
Important detail.
He plays the Jewish guy in Boiler Room, and he plays it really well. I don't recognize him from The Dark Knight.
I think he's just a SWAT.
Little bit part. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. All right. Whatever. So next week
we'll figure it out.
The Limey, but we'll be recording that in 2 weeks because we're going to record Cutter's Way next week.
Perfect.
If all things go well.
Fade into black, the streets come alive. That big city monster just opened his eyes. The hustle, the muscle, the chrome and the steel. Got what I want, baby, let's make that deal. Bang, bang, shoot 'em up, talking about crime. Somebody just bought it in a neon slime. Everybody's drowning rage and the latest hit. Now here it comes. You ask for it. It'll bring you pleasure and bring you some pain. But I promise you this, you'll never be the same. Come taste my honey and taste my wine. Come touch my soul at the end of the line. Bang, bang, shoot 'em up.